The government has officially came out with new information about UFOs. There's been a whole lot going on post November 5th. If you guys haven't been keeping up, a bunch of different folks getting in positions, cabinet seats announced, craziness happening. Washington is upside down. Is the deep state getting ran out? Well, conversation many of us have been asking about is, what is all the secrets that are being kept? When are the JFK files going to be released? When is the deep state, the bureaucratic deep state that's secretly running the country behind the scenes, regardless on which administration is in office, when are they going to get exposed? Well, it seems like we're getting a slither of that right now. Let's jump into this video. It says, witnesses testify to secret UFO programs in House hearing. And there's a lot of stuff from this whole transition process we're going to look at, but we're going to start with this one. Let's jump into it.
Welcome back. Congress returning to the Capitol and revisiting the topic of UFOs.
Yes.
Today's House subcommittee hearing on UFOs, what the government now refers to as unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, was the first in more than a year. News Nation's Joe Khalil live for us on Capitol Hill. Joe, you were in the room for that more than 2-hour hearing. What did you learn?
Well, I can tell you this. If you are someone who is not familiar with this phenomenon, with this topic, what you heard in there was bombshell. There were multiple people, witnesses who under oath, and these are former military officials, some, talking about a program that exists within the government to retrieve crashed UFOs or UAPs that have been made by non-human intelligence.
Oh! What?
This is a great hook and setup for them revealing the actual stuff that's going on. But because they'll show some clips from what they said inside. But that's
crashed
horrifying.
Vehicles, and they had a retrieval process for this?
A whole program for it. For crashed.
Bro, this makes what Cat Williams said at the beginning of the year. Like, people were bugging out about Diddy. People were bugging out about all this stuff. This takes it to a whole nother level. Like, the craziness getting exposed.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Go ahead.
Take a listen to one of the exchanges that played out during this hearing.
For far too long, the bar for Christians has been set low. More Christians are skipping church, watching online, too busy for group, and not serving in their local church communities. They go about their lives not feeling connected to Jesus, and in turn, their salvation goes unnoticed by their unsaved peers. They've become indistinguishable from the world around them. We need to shift from asking, what is the bare minimum I can do for Christ, and start asking, what would it look like to live a life entirely devoted to Him? 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 12 describes a life that seems to have been forgotten. Live such good lives among the pagans that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day He visits us. So join me and my favorite pastors, podcasters, and performers March 27th through 29th at the Bless God Summit in Southern California, and discover your personal ministry, calling, and purpose when living in complete devotion to Jesus.
If these technologies are not made by any government, who's making them? Private companies, or are you implying they are crafted by a non-human intelligence?
Okay, hold on. They're asking the right questions.
What do you mean by that?
Because the theory that's been presented from a natural phenomenon standpoint is that these are not folks from they're not quote unquote aliens or UFOs, or we would say Nephilim from a different dimension.
Yep.
It's really the Russians putting little people into these little spaceships that they designed, and that's kind of like been Russia's MO to mess with us. That's kind of been the historical argument. It's been talked about on a Rogan episode before. I want to say Bob Lazar may have presented this theory at once upon a time. I don't remember, but it's been talked about. She's asking the right question. If this isn't other government, who is this? Now I'll tell you guys who I think this is. I already hinted at it, but this is great. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, ma'am, that's precisely why we're here. The problem is that, temporally speaking, over decades, not just the last 10 years, before, to put this in perspective,
Are these private companies you're implying, or is this non-human intelligence?
it may be both.
Okay.
When it comes to Blue Force.
But
non-human intelligence
and both.
It's
a little bit of Russia and a little bit of Nephilim.
What?
That feels like a big collaboration there happening.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Technologies I would not be able to discuss.
Okay. Are you read into secret UAP crash retrieval programs?
We would have to have a conversation in a closed session, ma'am. I
Why?
signed documentation 3 years ago that restricts my ability to discuss specifically crash retrievals. I submitted
listen to me.
He just told you the reason.
I don't care. I don't care. Trump, you promised us to unseal all this stuff.
But he can unseal it. This guy can't unseal it. He just signed an NDA.
I want it.
Also, this goes into a swift promotion for his book. Watch this, which is the cleverest thing.
Hold on. Speaking of promotions for books, I think we should go into a promotion for the. Never mind. Bless God Summit, March 27, 28, 29. We'll tell you more about that later. Go ahead.
Restricts my ability to discuss specifically crash retrievals. I submitted for my book through the DOPSR process, which took a year for it to be reviewed. And what is in the book is what I was told I'm allowed to talk about.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash?
She's like, shameless plug. We're moving on. She's like, I don't care.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect this. This is his moment right
This is
here.
his moment. He's like, this is what I wrote about.
You better plug the book.
He's like, this is what I wrote about.
Yeah, go send my book.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs? Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft? Yes or no?
Yes.
What? So they retrieved it and they've tried to reverse design the crafts.
Yeah. That's insane.
This is great.
So those two yeses right there at the end, very important there. Now, just shortly after that hearing, that was Congresswoman Nancy Mace chairing this and really running the show. We talked to her after the hearing. This is what she said in terms of what she got out of it. So all of the witnesses today and last year, the same thing, their consensus was there is a program that tries anyway to reverse engineer craft that is of non-human origin. Given everything you've heard from witnesses who've said this under oath, are you convinced that that is the case, that that is actually happening?
Well, it's hard to say. We've had now 2 hearings where people have made this allegation, made this statement as a fact. And so I haven't seen I don't have the documentation. I don't see an actual physical vessel or a reverse engineered vehicle. That would be foolproof to say, yes, this is what's happening. But this, again, is just the tip of the iceberg. We've only had 2 brief hearings on it. There's more work to be done.
The tip of the iceberg. There was another gentleman that testified earlier. We covered that.
Yeah, the one with the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
I lost all credibility because of the dang screenshots.
Yeah, he kind of crashed out. But this is amazing. Wow. This is amazing.
That's pretty insane.
Keep going. Keep going.
After this, we're going to cover the Christian conspiracy around this. It's not just the Nephilim.
Okay.
I think the success of this hearing today will mean that there'll be more hearings in the future, greater investigation, and hopefully more whistleblowers to come forward.
So obviously, Nicole, a lot there. Again, especially if you have not been familiar with this topic before. Now, of course, the Pentagon...
How are you not familiar with this topic? I mean, this is all I want to talk about.
You know.
They deny that any of these programs exist. Even the ARROW, which is now the agency within the Pentagon that is tasked with investigating these kinds of things, also says they've got no evidence these kinds of programs exist. Congress, obviously, they say they're going to continue to push and try to get more answers on this topic, Nicole.
All right, Joe.
Wow.
Crazy.
Okay, so I'm all about it. Unseal all this. I want to know it all. Now, again, I'm going to say these are demons. These are descendants of the Nephilim. They're dismembered spirits,
okay,
right, that have advanced technology and are less coming from another galaxy, another universe, and more coming from another dimension. That's my opinion, and that's kind of how I've always...
And biblically, the precedent for that is that the Nephilim were half supernatural, half human, right? And so there's already a physical element to them. But do you know what the that I just saw, that the Christian conspiracy around this is? That's not just Nephilim.
I saw it in the chat.
The Christian conspiracy, here we go, is that the government knows
it's about to happen,
that Jesus is about to come back.
They know. They know more than Jesus knows.
They know more than Jesus
only the
knows.
Father knows, according to Jesus.
Hello. Yes. They
got insider information.
They got insider information.
They got a direct line.
They got a direct line. They're in cahoots with the devil, and for some reason the devil knows. And they're making an excuse as to why people are going to disappear like the rapture.
And they know they got the word that he's coming back. And so they know that he's coming back. And because they know he's coming back, they're like, hey, this rapture thing is going to happen. Left Behind is going to be real.
Yep.
So we need to have an explanation.
Yeah.
and the government is operating a false flag operation.
Yep. The government saw a Kirk Cameron movie and was like, this is probably going to happen.
Or they got the direct word from God the Father.
Maybe even a little bit of both. But they are in direct opposition of God the Father. And now wants to dissuade people and make people believe there's alien abductions happening all over the place. Enter in the movie War of the Worlds. And is that not just an alien depiction of terror on Earth?
It's getting deep, man. It's getting deep. It's getting deep.
Yo!
Book of Enoch.
Yo, Book
Get
of Enoch.
Pagani on the phone.
Dude, War of the Worlds. It's all making sense.
Yeah, I'm not with that. I
Yeah.
think these are demons.
Yeah, I think it's demons.
I think it's demons. I don't think these are people from
Or
other
Russia.
dimensions.
Or China. Or North Korea.
I don't think China and Russia got it like that. I just don't. Listen.
I gotta say,
Listen,
considering how bad some of the samples we get back from different manufacturers in China,
Well, listen.
I don't think it's China.
There's a lot of things that my people, the Soviets, are good at. We're good at finessing.
Good at lying.
We're good at
A
lying.
little bit of trolling too.
The trolling is great.
You know?
We're good at
Being like,
we're-
let's put little people in flying saucer and make
That-
American believe alien or demons there.
that is plausible. The technology is not. The technology is not.
So that's where you say demons.
That's why I say demons. Because the Soviets can't like that. That would be something the Soviets can do. It's almost on the level of trolling of
Yeah, it's like a Russian troll farm
Yeah.
for the Dagon.
But it's like
Facebooks and interwebs. But
yeah, it's
like the
it's like Trump
conspiracy
offering
version.
to cover the 20 million that Harris lost and went in debt over. Like it's that level of trolling, which I respect. I mean,
really
listen, good trolling is good trolling.
Yeah.
But to be able to put the technology to be able to operate like that, I don't think the Soviets got it like that.
Yeah.
I don't think
They're
they got it
drinking
like
too much vodka all the time.
Even if Operation Paperclip took the majority of the brilliant German scientists post World War II, and they took the majority of them, which we all know that we took the majority of them. But even if they took the majority, they still wouldn't be able to develop technology that good.
I would
my
never
opinion.
have a Nazi scientist in my country.
Someone said this is the storyline to Stranger Things.
Is this right?
Okay, I was just done with the sound effects.
I don't think is
Hey,
this
the Operation Paperclip, I think, is. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.